So this year, my daughter decided she wants to do archery, which of course I'm thrilled about. Our school has the NASP program, and they shoot these little Genesis bows. These are cool. They really are. And when I got it, I was like, oh man, look at all the little features they have. Made me really curious on how much you could tweak and adjust and tune these bows. But we bought them from the shop, and the gal that helped get us set up had shot NASP all through high school and most of junior high. She had won awards and she did well. So when she set it up, I just left it alone because she kind of knew what she was doing. I'd never really played with these before. So I was cruising around on Facebook and found a lady that was selling a couple more. So I now have 3 of these things. These 2 were pretty used. This one's really used. But I figured it'd be fun to kind of play with them because I didn't want to mess with my daughter's bow that she's using for practice in her tournaments. But I've got these 2. So today I've been messing with them, and honestly, don't know what I'm doing. So after looking at these things a little bit, you can see it actually has a yoke system here on the top. And then on the bottom, it's got some spacers on this cam. And so I figured, you know what, you should be able to do a little yoke tuning or swap some shims around down here and get them to shoot really well. Because if you watch my daughter shoot, or when I go to practice and watch all the other kids shoot, the arrows are just coming out all sorts of wonky. And I figured, there's got to be some tuning we could do to these bows to get them to shoot better. And so I've been playing with this blue bow, twisting up yokes. I swapped the shims on the bottom, just trying to see what I could do. See if I could get it to shoot better or more consistent. Let me show you the results. Now, I haven't shot a bow with my fingers in a really long time. So initially, all my shots were looking funky as I was trying to shoot it through paper. But after a few shots, got a rhythm, starting to see some consistency. And the consistent thing is it was always tearing tail right, no matter what I did. I twisted up one side of the yoke and shot it. I loosened that, tightened up the other, tweaked this thing as far as I could, and it still tore tail right. I swapped shims on the bottom, moving that bottom cam around, and then did the same thing, yoked it left and right, and this is what it produces. It's tail right. Now I adjusted the knock height and got that mostly squared up, but it is really hard for me to see any consistency out of these things. So I guess my question is, I can't be the only NASP dad out here who likes to tinker with stuff. So YouTube, I need your help. What do I do with these things? Or is there anything to be done? Is this just what they do? I got a hard time believing that they all just shoot like this all the time. Especially when you look at the tournaments that they're doing for this NASP program. They've got kids that are literally shooting 300s. They've got a list on their website of all the kids that have shot a 300 at the national competition. So I got a hard time believing those bows are doing this. How do I fix it? Because I am out of ideas with what I've been doing with it. I played with this for a couple hours. Now, I know we're dealing with a contact issue, right? Because that arrow's coming off. It has to sit on this rest. And that's the rules. You have to use it as is. So you can't put a different rest or anything like it on there. It has to use this. So I know there's a contact issue. Is there any way to tune that out? I haven't been able to figure it out. So if you guys know, let me know in the comments. If you want to make a reply video showing me how you did it to make it work, that'd be awesome. Make sure you tag me in the description. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume that either I suck at this or that this is just what these bows do, and that's as good as it gets. Boy, I hope that's not as good as it gets.